Do you really think your Toyota Camry will last forever? Many owners believe this car is bulletproof, but hidden weak points start showing up before 150,000 miles. If you don't know them, your so-called reliable Camry could turn into a money pit. The Toyota Camry has built its reputation as one of the most durable, comfortable, and dependable sedans in the world. It's the car you see everywhere: taxi fleets, families, commuters, all trusting that it will serve for decades. But here's the truth. Even the Camry has critical flaws, and ignoring them could mean transmission failure, engine troubles, or expensive suspension repairs. In this video, we'll go step by step through the most common Camry problems, why they happen, and what you can do to prevent them. By the end, you'll know exactly how to keep your Camry alive well past 150,000 miles without draining your wallet. One of the first weak points that shows up on the Toyota Camry is the automatic transmission. Many owners assume that because it shifts smoothly, it will stay healthy forever. But in reality, heat and lack of maintenance slowly destroy it long before most people expect. The main issue is overheating. Camry transmissions, especially on models driven in cities with heavy traffic, build up excessive heat that burns the fluid. Once the fluid loses its protective qualities, friction increases and components wear out quickly. Toyota recommends fluid changes at very long intervals, sometimes over 60,000 miles, but waiting that long is a mistake. The smart move is to replace transmission fluid every 30,000 to 40,000 miles, especially if you drive aggressively or in hot climates. Another simple upgrade is adding an auxiliary transmission cooler. This small addition helps reduce operating temperatures, extending the life of the gearbox significantly. With just these two steps, fluid changes and cooling, you can avoid one of the costliest Camry repairs. Another weak point that surprises many Camry owners is the engine's tendency to consume oil. At first, it might seem like a minor issue, but if ignored, it can lead to serious internal damage long before 150,000 miles. The issue is most common in the four-cylinder engines from the early 2010s, where piston rings and valve seals wear out prematurely. As a result, oil slowly burns away, sometimes at the rate of a quart every 1,000 miles. If the driver doesn't check regularly, the engine can run dangerously low on oil. The fix is not complicated. Check your oil every 1,000 miles and top it up if needed. Switching to high-quality synthetic oil also helps reduce burning. For high-mileage Camrys, it's smart to shorten oil change intervals to 5,000 miles or less. Ignoring this issue is what kills many Camrys earlier than expected. A motor starved of oil will eventually seize, and rebuilding or replacing it costs thousands of dollars. Simple maintenance is the difference between an engine that dies at 120,000 miles and one that survives past 250,000. The third weak point many Camry owners discover is the suspension and steering system, especially the front struts and the steering rack. Around 100,000 to 150,000 miles, these components often start to fail, creating noise, vibration, and a loose steering feel. One common complaint is clunking or knocking sounds when going over bumps. This usually means worn strut mounts or bushings. Another is a steering wheel that feels loose or drifts on the highway, often caused by a failing steering rack. Both problems not only reduce comfort, but also compromise safety. The solution is preventive inspections. If you hear noises or feel looseness in the steering, don't wait. Get the suspension checked. Replacing struts, bushings, or even a steering rack may sound expensive, but doing it early prevents further damage to tires and other parts. Compared to rivals like the Honda Accord, the Camry suspension tends to wear out sooner, especially under rough road conditions. That's why staying ahead of the problem is key if you want your Camry to remain smooth and safe beyond 150,000 miles. Another surprising weak spot on the Toyota Camry is the air conditioning system. Owners often report that around 100,000 miles, the AC starts blowing warm air or makes strange noises. The culprit is usually a failing compressor, which can cost over $1,000 to replace. The problem comes from worn internal seals and lack of lubrication. Once the compressor fails, metal shavings can spread through the system, damaging other parts like the condenser and evaporator. That's why early detection is critical. To avoid this, have the AC checked every 2 years and replace the cabin air filter regularly. Running the air conditioning, even in winter for a few minutes, keeps the system lubricated and reduces the chance of failure. Electronics are another area where Camrys aren't perfect. Owners sometimes deal with failing window regulators, dashboard lights that burn out, or infotainment systems freezing. While these issues aren't as serious as transmission or engine failures, they add frustration and extra repair costs. One of the biggest factors that shortens a Camry's lifespan is owner behavior. Even a car known for reliability can fail early if basic maintenance rules are ignored. Let's go through the top mistakes owners make. Mistake number 1. Skipping oil changes or using low-quality oil. Camry engines, especially the 2.5 L4 cylinder, rely on clean, high-quality oil to prevent piston ring wear and sludge buildup. Neglecting this causes excessive oil consumption and engine damage. Mistake number 2. Ignoring transmission service. Many drivers assume Toyota's lifetime fluid lasts forever. In reality, changing the fluid every 30,000 to 40,000 miles can prevent overheating and expensive transmission repairs. Mistake number 3. Neglecting suspension checks. Worn struts, bushings, and steering racks can go unnoticed until they create noise or safety issues. Regular inspections prevent further damage and maintain driving comfort. Mistake number 4. Ignoring coolant and AOC maintenance. Overheating engines and failing compressors often result from skipped inspections and old fluids. Running preventive checks keeps your engine and air conditioning healthy. Mistake number 5. Neglecting brakes and tires. Worn brakes and uneven tires increase stress on suspension components and reduce safety. Checking pads, rotors, and tire wear regularly avoids bigger issues down the road. Besides the major issues we've discussed, the Camry has several smaller weak spots that often surprise owners. One of them is the wheel bearings. Over time, they can develop a humming or grinding noise, especially when turning at higher speeds. To prevent early bearing failure, avoid hitting potholes aggressively and check for unusual noises during routine maintenance. Replacing bearings early can save more expensive repairs down the line. Another minor but common issue is the oxygen sensor. Over time, these sensors can fail, triggering the check engine light and causing poor fuel efficiency. Using high-quality fuel and following regular maintenance schedules helps prolong their life. Lastly, the infotainment system and electronic accessories sometimes glitch, freeze, or reboot unexpectedly. While not critical, updating software and resetting systems during routine checks prevents frustration and keeps the electronics functional. So, is the Toyota Camry a reliable car? Absolutely. But reliable doesn't mean maintenance-free. Even a Camry can become an expensive problem if its weak points are ignored. The main weak points we've covered: transmission, oil consumption, suspension, steering rack, AC, electronics, wheel bearings, and sensors are all manageable with proper maintenance. By checking fluids, inspecting key components, and following preventive measures, you can extend the life of your Camry far beyond 150,000 miles. Ignoring these issues may not only lead to expensive repairs, but also reduce driving comfort and safety. A proactive approach ensures your Camry remains smooth, reliable, and safe for years to come. Remember, small steps like oil checks, fluid changes, and suspension inspections are the difference between a car that costs thousands in repairs and one that serves faithfully for decades. Now, it's your turn. What was the first problem you faced with your Camry? Did it eat oil, act up with the transmission, or make strange noises from the suspension? Share your experience in the comments below. It helps other Camry owners learn and avoid costly mistakes. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're covering more cars every week, breaking down their hidden weak points and showing you how to keep them running longer. Also, click the bell icon so you won't miss our next video. We'll dive into another popular sedan and reveal the problems most owners don't see coming. Knowledge like this can save you thousands in the long run. In conclusion, the Toyota Camry remains one of the most reliable sedans on the market. But like any car, it has its weak points. Transmission heat, oil consumption, suspension wear, ACC failures, and minor electronics issues can all be managed with proactive maintenance. The key takeaway is simple. Don't ignore small warning signs. Check fluids, inspect the suspension and steering, monitor oil levels, and address any strange noises or performance issues immediately. Preventive care ensures your Camry continues to run smoothly well past 150,000 miles. Remember, even a car as reliable as the Camry can become expensive if weak points are neglected. Taking these steps doesn't just save money, it keeps you safe and confident on the road. Thanks for watching. Keep your Camry healthy, and stay tuned for our next video where we uncover hidden issues in another popular sedan. Knowledge like this turns everyday driving into stress-free ownership.